Wow, this episode of The Walking Dead had a really great roller coaster like feel to it. It began with the prison group, and they're trying to clear out some of the bodies. And they're like, man, have you guys seen Glenn and Maggie somewhere? There's sorry, I got a throat issue. And they're like, I think they're up in the guard shack, in the guard tower. Man, they were there last night. I hear, hey Glenn, you coming? Bugs that up. What? Glenn, I said, you coming? So, nice kind of bright, humorous little joke there. Herschel is up on his one leg with two crutches. Carl asks if he wants to do a foot race. So it has this nice, light feel to it. Go back and forth a little bit to the town with the governor. The scene with the governor and Michonne, and Michonne's like, bullet holes in some of these vehicles. Yeah, they must have ran to bandits. Mm-hmm. Bandits. Okay. Blondie's still giving information to Merle, so you can tell Merle wants to try to go, find his brother. Then all of a sudden, back at the prison, there's like an inmate outbreak. Now, of course, most of the inmates now are zombies. So a good portion of this episode is spent people trying to survive the zombies and constantly being fractured into smaller groups. T gets bitten, and then kind of like the heroic death to try to save Carol. And while that's going on, you've got Rick, Glenn, Maggie, Norman Reedus, I forget his character's name, sorry, and the two surviving inmates are trying to find out why all the alarms are going off, which is just drawing all the zombies to the area. They find out there's somebody else who was still inside the prison. They have to deal with that person. While this is going on, Lori gives birth. Now, as she's trying to give birth, it's her, Carl, and Maggie. She's kind of like, she didn't give birth normally. Like for Carl, it was a C-section. So the people who know how to do it are nowhere near her. She's trying to give birth the regular way. It says not working. So then Maggie has to take Carl's knife and perform a C-section to try to pull the baby out. Now, if you're doing a C-section kind of in the middle of a rundown prison without having any anesthetic or anything to prevent massive blood loss, and you're using essentially a pocket knife, yeah, they pretty much cut her open, pull the baby out, and she dies. And then Maggie's like, she's gonna turn, I can't do it. Carl, you have to. So Carl plays, like super grown man, and he blows his mom's brains out. Happens off screen, but that's, he knows if you want to kill the walker, you gotta splatter the gray matter. And he does. And then as Rick's trying to figure out, alright, okay, so T's dead, we know that because his body's all mangled, we didn't find Carol. What? Has anybody seen Carl, Maggie, and Lori? Then you get the baby crying. Ironically, the baby now is a lot cleaner. When the first pulled the baby out, it's just covered in blood. Then a couple of scenes later, the baby is almost entirely clean. The only continuity that I really care about is if you see something that's really bloody and it's not all of a sudden. And as they're walking, that's then when Rick gets to have a mini breakdown. So you have Carl with this just dead stare on his face, tears coming down, and Rick just flat out losing it. This was a amazing episode. You know, like I said, it was nice, light, airy, and fun in the beginning. Then they're like, oh man, more walkers. We could never have just a regular day. And then it goes from like, this is kind of fun and happy to like, yeah, so here's your brother or sister. Um, your mom died in the process and you had to shoot her so she wouldn't become the undead. I, that's pretty deep.